I think the story of Muslims in America is the story of America.
It's a story about race. It's a story about religion. It's a story about gender. It's a story about immigration and citizenship and who is and isn't American.
People really do not understand the history of this population. Muslims were here from the beginning. They came with conquistadors. They also came in very large numbers in the form of human chattel on slave ships.
Anywhere from 1/5 to 1/3 of enslaved Africans to this country were Muslim.
That struggle against bondage, the struggle against genocide, all those struggles that shape the United States shape the Muslim experience in the United States.
If we were to go searching for the roots of Islam in America, we would have to go to Sapelo Island off the coast of Georgia. This is a place where a number of African descendant Muslims who were enslaved struggled to maintain their religious identity. There is one figure there that really stands out in that story, and his name was Bilali Muhammad. Some people called him Bilali, other people called him Ben Ali. We know from observers who visited that plantation that he belonged to, owned by a man named Thomas Spalding, had guests who came and observed this man wearing a fez. Others noticed that while Bilali and his family spoke English to them among themselves, they spoke Arabic or maybe Fula.
Said he spoke about 4 or 5 different languages. He had 7 daughters. I have to go on back, but I'm related to him down the line.
Bilali was, as remembered by his descendants, a religious man. He prayed regularly. He held religious services, and he left a written document.
It was written in Arabic in the early 19th century. We refer to it as a diary, but I presume that name was given to it before any scholarship was actually done on it.
It turned out to be fragments of a larger treatise that Bilali probably was taught growing up in West Africa that provided legal instructions on how to pray and how to live your daily life.
We believe it is the first example of an Islamic text created in what became the United States.
This is quite remarkable because one of the bases for dehumanizing people of African descent in European Enlightenment philosophy was that these were an oral people, that they had no written record. And here was Bilali writing into existence a tradition that he himself carried.
We hear from his descendants during the Great Depression, the Works Progress Administration, telling the story of how their ancestors, that is Bilali Muhammad and his descendants, would worship at dawn, bowing their head in prayer. And you realize that there's this long, beautiful history that exists in people's memories. And because we don't tell that history of what it means to be American and Muslim, that's almost lost to us now.
These stories need to be surfaced, they need to be highlighted, they need to be explored. Once that happens, I think people will come away not only with a better understanding of Muslims in America, but a better understanding of America itself.